All right, we just finished filming this couple's Q&A and I'm currently editing it. And I just have to preface, just ignore how crazy my hair looks. I lost a lot of hair after I had COVID and now it's all starting to grow back. So I have a whole bunch of crazy baby hairs, so just ignore them, okay? Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, today is a couples tag, a couples Q&A. I asked you guys on my Instagram stories to ask us questions on there. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should follow me on Instagram. It's right here. It's at sammy.mcclymans. That way you guys can participate in other Q&As that I may have. First, let's introduce you. This is Clee.
Nice to meet me.
This is Clee. This is Shawn. This is Shawn, my boyfriend of a year and a half. And he just turned 27. So if you are new here, you want to get to know him and our friends, you should watch his birthday vlog. I feel like we should give like the basis of our relationship before we get into
What does that mean?
Yeah, just like, you know, when we met, how we met. Because nobody asked those questions because most people already know those questions.
Yeah. Sammy was like stalking me, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I would put it that way. I was obsessed with him. I was obsessed with him. We have a mutual friend, our friend Julian. I went to college with Julian, and Shawn knew Julian through his brother, Sarab. And
listen, Julian, I didn't just know Julian. Julian is like our brother, like our best friend. So
yeah, they're like best friends. So we'll tell the whole story. So we were a part of like an engagement group on Instagram, which was like a way to boost the algorithms. So we were all trying to like push different things. I have a dance studio. Shawn had a clothing line. Julian was trying to push his music. So it was a group of people that were all trying to like push something like a side hustle. And when the algorithm stopped being chronological order, we created, or Julian and you created this engagement group. So I was added to the engagement group, not knowing anybody but Julian. And he was added, and I thought he was really cute, and I was like, hey, whatever. And then the engagement group only lasted for like a couple months because we had to like comment on these people's photos that you didn't know, and you're like, this is awesome, love this, and you're just like, oh, it's a lot of work. So I ended up unfollowing everybody in the engagement group but Shawn because I thought he was really cute. Well, yeah, and Julian because I thought Shawn was really cute. And then he was just always like a little Instagram crush. I didn't know that he was as close with Julian as he was, because I would hang out with like Sam and Sarab and Julian, no Shawn there, and there would be no mention of Shawn. Like it was like Shawn didn't exist, they weren't friends. And then Shawn, I realized that Shawn was closer to Julian than I thought, and so I texted Julian and I was like, dude, what the heck? Shawn is so hot, hook it up. Like, I didn't know you guys were this close of friends. And the next week, we all had a pool party, a little barbecue brunch thing, like a brunch thing at Shawn's house. And then I never left him alone after that. I basically, for the next 2 weeks to a month, begged him to date me and to like me.
which wasn't hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Which leads us into our first question, which was asked by Michaela. Michaela wanted to know who confessed their feelings first. And Michaela, it was me. I poured my whole heart out and I was like, I like you. I think we'd be really good together. I would like to be with you. Do you want to be with me?
Sammy wasn't like, she didn't say it like that. It was more aggressive.
I did. Oh,
it was more aggressive for sure. It's like, are you going to take me out on a date or what?
Yeah. I'm very like that. If I like something or if I want something, like I have to have it. I want it. And so I think the first text I texted him was, are you going to take me out on a date or what?
Yeah. And then in terms of who said I love you first, which is not a question.
Yeah, it is the question.
It is?
It is the question.
Oh.
Someone said who said I love you first.
I mean, we could, who asked?
Michaela asked that as well.
Okay. I did.
Shawn did.
And it was one of those.
So my convincing worked, ladies. You can just convince him to fall in love with you.
I did, and it was one of those things where we're like, I thought we were so in line.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, by the way, like, I can't remember how I phrased it, but I'm like, I love you. And she was like, yeah, like, it was like that, and my heart just dropped because, man's been through some heartbreak in the past. And I was in shock. I think your reasoning at the moment was like I had to meet Chewy and Grizzly first, like your dogs.
He
and
had
cats.
never been to my home. He had never seen my cat, my dog, like anything. At that point, it was always just like me coming into his life. So I felt like I wanted to see him in my life first, which is obvious. These are like stupid reasons, right? Because I knew I loved him and I did love him. But I think I was feeling like, wait, but you haven't met my cat yet. You haven't met my dog.
That was
like
in the moment.
Like,
in the moment, that was her reasoning, which like obviously there's deep rooted stuff behind that. But when you gave that to me as an answer, oh my god! And it's something I poke fun. Like I know it's something that I love, like making fun of you for to this day.
It makes me sad because it was like obviously I knew that I loved him, but I felt like you guys will figure this out about me. I'm very like we have to go through this step first and this step first, and it's just like me overanalyzing, overthinking, being like a type A type person where I'm like, wait, but you haven't met Chewy, you haven't met Grizzly yet. So like, how could you love me if you haven't met them yet? That's how I felt. But I knew that I loved you, obviously.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, so how do we do this?
Okay,
so we answered that.
Then Michaela also asked that.
Who's this?
It's Kate.
Kate asked, when are you putting a ring on it? And yeah, Sammy, when are you? You know, like
I know, that's a good question.
Because listen, I don't believe in those like gender norms like that. You know what I mean? You know, it's 2022, so let's switch it up. So I'm waiting, Kate. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, here's when I'm like a type A person. I'm like, I want to live with you. I want to have a dog first. Like, I want to experience those things first.
We got to travel a lot. Yeah. I mean, we've traveled a lot this year. Yeah. But just there's places that we want to go to. And I'd say, I mean, we've traveled probably like 10 times in the past year. We did New York 5 times. We've been to Europe twice. We've been to Miami, Oklahoma. So we've traveled a lot. Just I'd say we want to like travel more. And obviously when we're more like financially happy, you know what I mean? Where we don't need to worry about
more money.
Yeah.
We need more money.
Okay.
Next question, which was asked by Sam Azadi. I don't know who that is. I think he's like a mega fan. He's like always in my DMs.
Yeah. He was my first Sam. Samwise Gamgee, so shout out to you, Sam.
Yeah, just kidding. Sam is our really close friend. He asked, who has the bigger wiener?
Yeah, which it just depends, like, when it's cold outside and stuff like that. Yeah.
But I would say on average,
you, for sure. Yeah. It's fair.
Okay.
Somebody asked, where's the top from?
Oh.
That's Catherine.
Okay, yes. This is, I'll link it down below, but it's the corset from Amazon. It went like viral on TikTok. It was like, it's a little pricey for Amazon. I think it was like $40, but the quality is really good. I am normally, I'm in between a size 2 and a 4, which is the size that I got. It's a little big on me. And I got big coconuts, so I thought like that it would fit good. But if I could go back, I would get a 0-2, so maybe size down.
Okay, favorite thing to do in OC, which is from Olivia.
Olivia Hernandez.
Via. Oh, Orange County's super boring, right? So, probably, okay, I got an answer.
We have to preface this that we hate the beach. So
yeah. We're not like
we live in Newport and
love looking at the beach
from a distance.
I'd say like a nice restaurant with friends, which the only like younger restaurant here is like Javier's. So Javier's is a classic. You go see a movie, you know, working out here, which we haven't done in like a long time, which we're trying to do. But like just more healthy stuff, and there's a lot of open space, so you can't really play like tennis in LA and stuff. So I'd say my favorite thing is probably going out to dinner with like a group of friends, which Javier's is like the spot.
So his answer is Javier's.
Mine is Javier's.
Now I must preface this. We are very grateful to live in Orange County and to grow up in Orange County. But as two people who don't really like the beach that much, you know, obviously when you live in Orange County, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, the biggest thing to do is go to the beach, and we don't. Okay, sorry, we're back. We had a little technical difficulty, so sorry if the position or the lighting changed. But I was just prefacing that we're kind of scared of the ocean, so we're like a anomaly because I live in Surf City, USA.
Yeah, and we're alike, which is really nice.
Mhm.
That like the beach can be annoying, like getting the sand and
Sandy.
stuff. And I'm learning I have ADD, right? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm really weird about textures. I fidget, like super hard to concentrate. So I just hate like the beach.
Yeah.
And if I'm on vacation, I think it's easy to enjoy, but there's nothing.
Well, the water here is disgusting.
You got sharks. It's disgusting. It's cold. Everybody knows this.
The next question is...
It was from Kevin. There's 2 questions from Kevin, which I don't think we should give him any time of the day.
Yeah, they're horrible questions. Next question is from my best friend, Tia. She wants to know, who's more of a loser?
Kevin.
Who says sorry first? Me.
Yeah.
Mostly because if we get in a tiff or a tussle, it's usually my fault.
Because you get like moody sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I have a period, I have a uterus. And you know what? I don't think it's I'm not the type of female to not blame my moods on my uterus. Because I think when I'm not on my period, I'm a very jolly, happy-go-lucky person.
Different person.
Right?
Different person, yeah.
But that 1 week, I'm a different person.
Yeah. Going back to Kevin's question, which was how sweaty does my tabby toe get with my tabby shoes? And I have tabby socks now, Kevin. So it doesn't get sweaty. It's actually way more comfortable than the normal shoe.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, we got each other for our birthdays matching Margiela shoes, and Margiela is known for the tabby. I'll put a little picture here where the shoe, it like separates your big toe from the rest of the shoe. And he did get tabby socks, Kevin, and my dog is afraid of the tabby socks.
Yes, fair.
Yeah.
Who dresses who from Tia? Obvious question. Me.
Shawn is my stylist.
Sammy,
my manager.
We should do this as a series. Yeah. Sammy will come with an outfit.
And it's a good outfit.
It's an outfit. And then we kind of just figure out how to like elevate that a little bit. You know what I mean?
I mean, he knows what he's doing, you guys. I don't know if you know this, but Shawn has his own clothing company. He's very creative. He has a beautiful eye. And I love it. I love being dressed up. I think it's fun. I would prefer a man who cares what I look like. And it's not like oh, you look like shit. You have to look like this. It's just like being with someone who's metrosexual. It's fabulous. Like today we went to Nordstrom's and we were shopping for Skims together. You know? Mm-hmm. I bet none of you can do that with your boyfriends. So top 3 hotels we've been to.
Or yeah, favorite hotels. Is it been to or recommendations?
Well, I feel like you can't recommend something if you've never been there.
Well, I mean, I might recommend something to somebody like as if I wish I could go there. Like as if I'm planning on doing it, but I haven't. I'm like, oh, you're going there first. Dude, I recommend you do this. I was going to do this. You know what I mean?
Okay, so maybe...
Top 1 is Edition that we've been to by far.
Yeah.
For sure. It just depends where you are. Like the Editions are like, we've been in the one in LA and in Barcelona.
And London, but we didn't stay at the one in London.
And London. And I mean, the Public Hotel is nice in New York.
Yeah, what's nice about the Edition is it's like Starbucks, so no matter where you go, you know what to expect. There's like a level of service, what it looks like, what it smells like. So it's very comforting in that sense. I like the Public Hotel in New York. I mean, it's like influencer central. The only thing I don't like is it's not very like resort-y in the sense of you can't...
There's no like service, like room service.
Yeah.
Right? It's like kind of take care of yourself vibe.
Yeah.
But it's still like such a nice hotel. It just depends where you are. I mean...
What's the other hotel you like?
Yeah, I mean, I can't afford that yet, but the Amman hotels are nice. It just depends what you like. Like Kevin likes doing like shacks like underneath like bridges and shit because it's like has character. It just depends on like your vibe and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's obviously like different styles. I like very clean and minimal, like wabi-sabi style, like Japanese style. So like the Public and the Edition with Ian Schrager like has that, which is what I like a lot. I like a lot of light and a lot of like wood and stuff. So So it just depends what you like.
Where do we see ourselves in 5 years from now as a couple?
And who asked that?
Grace, Izzy's mom.
So where do we see ourselves in 5 years, or where do we...
As a couple.
Yeah, or is it what
as
have we accomplished as a couple in 5 years?
Oh, I guess we can answer both.
Hopefully in 5 years, we've traveled a lot.
So in 5 years, I'll be 29. And Shawn will be 32.
Yeah. So we'd be married in 5 years. Hopefully, like, we're both in a
bun in the oven.
In 5 years. Yeah. Maybe, but yeah, 5 years. And I would hope at least personal life, like, role has taken off. Who knows where we would be. I know we want to, like, move to New York soon.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I don't know if New York's, like, a good family spot. I don't know, but...
You think we'll stay in New York for, like, 5 years?
No. I think we'd be in New York for, like, 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I think... Who knows? We might go to London. We might hit, like, a city. Yeah. Another city. Honestly, like, hitting up London or another, like, European city to live would be kind of sick. Just for, like, a couple months to a year.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I'd say... Not hopefully. We'll be... I feel like I'd reach the level of success I'd want to reach. What I'm trying to accomplish for. And same with Sammy. And have a beautiful house. A dog for sure. Like a sick-ass dog.
Multiple dogs.
And just being super happy and feeling young and traveling, because we like traveling a lot. Just being able to do whatever we want to do. What's the best restaurant we've been? And who asked that?
Tia asked this question.
Dude, Tia, get a life, man. Like, stop being so nosy.
Okay, the best restaurant we've been to together. Gymkhana.
Yeah, facts. Gymkhana.
Gymkhana is an Indian restaurant in London.
Yeah.
And everything there.
It's not like
good.
Yeah, it's not like an atmosphere-ish place. It's really nice, done well, but like the food is insane.
I would say, I mean, we've been to a lot of yummy
places like
restaurants.
In Italy and stuff too that are like we couldn't even say the names.
But
so.
That's the one that I like think about. I crave. It never disappoints. Like I'm obsessed with it. I really love pani puri,
yeah.
Which is it's like a little fried shell, and you crack it open. You put like this mint water in it, and like chickpeas, and you put the whole thing in your mouth. So it's like crunchy, minty, salty, chewy, all at once, and it's like a street food. And
oh, just in India, like in Delhi and stuff.
Okay, just in India.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because his mom actually made this tonight to try and copy Gymkhana, but it's like these little sliders that are made out of goat meat. And it's just so yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that's my favorite.
You want to end it with like maybe asking each other a question?
Okay.
Yeah. You can go first.
No, it's your idea.
Why are you feeling so nervous?
I don't know what question I would want to ask. What's the... I'm going to ask you multiple questions.
Okay. It's the purpose of the game, but go ahead.
What's the max amount of dogs we can have?
2. Yeah. 2 for sure. Okay, what are your other questions?
No, now you go.
Okay, fuck. What is your biggest pet peeve of something that I do?
This is good. Biggest pet peeve.
I know
Let
mine.
me scroll through the list.
I can say mine off the bat for you.
My biggest pet peeve is sometimes he doesn't listen. And I'm like a type A person. Like, he makes fun of the way I do business. I like to do things once. I like to, like, yesterday we were checking inventory for my merchandise. I want to count once. I want to do things once. One of those things, I want to do things right.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things where it's like just me, you, and your mom, and we're just like counting.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know, just casually counting. And you, okay, just be not as like serious. I'm like, Sammy, like, can you open this door? 27, 28, 29. And we're like just we could just casually we could just do things casually.
I like to be efficient. I value my own time, and I like to do things once, and I like to do things right. So even when I tell Shawn,
what you're saying is you can't do things right
because he doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. So what I'm saying is I repeat myself a lot with you, and I'm not feeling efficient because I'm like, okay, baby, like, let's go. Or like, okay, baby, can you pass me chapstick? Can you pass me chapstick? Can you pass it? And I'm like, I need to go to bed and get my 9 hours of sleep. I need chapstick on my lips. Can you pass me the chapstick? So it's just repeating a lot. You not listening. Or you listening and like, you're so fixated on something else.
That's my issue. Like, that's part of my ADD. Like, I get super focused in on one topic and it'll engulf my mind for the entire day.
He's like obsessed with just like
that one thing, whatever it is.
And it could be so tiny too.
Yeah.
Where like sometimes I feel like you lose sight of the big picture.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, what's your man?
My pet peeve is your safety. You don't take in consideration like how to be safe. Like you not putting your seatbelt on, drives me crazy. Like Sammy not doing stuff like that. And just, like, being very reckless with other safety stuff. Like, we were in Paris, and I'm like, you have to be following behind me because we're liming on the street. And she'll, like, not even looking behind her, like, just go in the middle of the street like this. And so Sammy could be, like, very... not even reckless. That's reckless, but, like, what's the word where you're not even thinking? Like, there's nothing going on in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm still at that age where I think I'm, like, a little invincible. Right?
Is that what it is? Or you just can't remember? I don't know. I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you're like, I'm not going to put my seatbelt on because I'm fine. I think you forget.
I think I forget, or I'm like, oh, we're just driving like 5 minutes, you know? But I remember one time where I was like, oh, this guy loves safety. He loves safety. He was driving up my driveway, and I just like jumped in front of the car. Like, he was 10 feet away, he wasn't gonna hit me, and I just jumped in front of the car, and you got so mad at me.
Because it was in the middle of the night.
You're like, don't play with safety like that.
Yeah.
I was like...
kids, like, you're too precious.
What's, like, your favorite thing about me physically, and your favorite thing about me, like, non-physically?
Well, that's shallow.
Non-physically.
Okay.
Both. Physically and non-physically.
Physically, your boobs. Non-physically, your boobs. No, okay. Actually, physically, so for me, the biggest thing is like a good smile. Like,
you think I have a good smile?
I wouldn't date you if you didn't have a good smile. That's one. Two, this has to do with physical, but it's also just like how you take care of your health. So like your skincare routine, like you really care about, aging gracefully, I would say. You have very like unique and beautiful cheekbones, which like until I met you, I didn't even think about that. And then I met you, I'm like, wow, your cheekbones are like insane, I mean, I love your short hair. I love, physically all above. Non-physically, I like how sassy you are. Me and you have like the same personality. Like, if you guys like didn't know us and you heard us talk, like we were just shitting on each other like hardcore.
I probably called him stupid head like 15 times today.
Stupid head is not like shitting on each other, but I think like the more like vulgar it is, like the funnier it is. You know what I mean? Like if you say something like crazy vulgar, I think it's funny. I really like that about you. I like what else? I like your personality is like, again, I like how you have two personalities essentially. You could be super like when you're in business, like super
what?
Super serious, and to me, like you being serious is funny. Like when you're serious, it's funny. So there's never a moment where I in my mind don't think you're not funny. Like what you're doing is not funny, you know? And you're very, 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 very loving. So if you're a friend of Sammy and she loves you, then like you're getting 110%, right? And also you're very patient. Which is really important because I do have like ADD and I do like maybe I'm not focused as much on certain things. There's so many things. Okay, so there's that, like you're very, very patient. And like I love the fact that you could just do your own thing and like it doesn't take much to make you happy. Like like any movie, it's basically like whatever movie I wanted to watch. Because you have shitty movie taste, that's like one whole thing. But like we could watch whatever I want to watch, and you're chilling. And you could even be reading a book. I could be gaming with like Kevin and Julian for like a couple hours, or they're here, and you're just like having your own jolly good time. So there's a lot, yeah.
Oh, I mean, physically, just looking at him, I'm like drooling.
Had a lemon candy. Sexy. You literally just had a lemon candy.
It's so sexy. I love him. I love his lips. I feel like his eyes and his lips are tied. Because, like, I feel like one day I'm, like, obsessed with your eyes, and the next day I'm, like, obsessed with your lips. Like, I'm always, like, touching his lips and stuff. So, physically, those two are tied. Non-physically, oh my gosh. Like you said, it doesn't take a lot for me to be happy, but what's so crazy is, like, he goes, like, above and beyond, or he's just, like, the nicest, most caring, loving, always, like, putting me first, making me feel like a priority, that it's, like, sometimes I'm, like, so overwhelmed with, like, happiness.
You're like a cat.
Like I'm just, like, yeah, I'm, like, so overstimulated with, like, all the love that you give me that sometimes I'm, like, it does not feel real. It's, like, one of those things where it's, like, this overwhelming feeling, and we spend every single night together, so waking up to him is, like, the craziest feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the most, like, communicative, like, mature, honest person that like, the comfortability I feel around you that you give me is, like, so crazy. Like, he loves, like, every part of me, all the stinky parts, all the sassy parts.
A lot, yeah.
Like, he's the most lovable person, and, like, his mom and his grandma would say that, is he just, like, has, like, a lot of love to give, like, verbally, physically, like, it's, like, so much
There's so much to love, that's why. And I think the biggest thing is, like, we're, like, best friends at the end of the day. Like, we love spending time with each other, you know, and I think our relationship is super happy. Like, we could, we know how to, like, do our own thing, you know, like, give our time, like, our own space. But, like, even it could be, like, here in at home on a Sunday, like, Sammy could just be reading her book, and just knowing that, like, you know, maybe we're in the same vicinity, but we could do our own thing.
And I think a big thing, too, is, like, our love languages are very similar.
Very similar, yeah.
We love quality time. We love physical touch. I feel like I love giving acts of service. Things. Yeah.
We have big, sweet teeth.
Yeah. Teeth.
We have a lot of sweet teeth. We have a lot of sweet teeth.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, our love languages are very similar, which is funny because we'll watch, like, 90 Day Fiancé, or we'll watch, like, Love is Blind, and we'll see all these couples, and it's, like, the only reason they don't work is because they don't have the same love languages. And I think we work well because we love being with each other, like, 100% of the time, but that doesn't mean we're, like, actually with each other all that time. Like, I'll be reading, or I'll go outside, but it's just nice knowing that he's, like, in the other room. It's very, like, comforting.
Yeah. Are we done? Cool. I'm done. Holy shit.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Know, that, like, I'm not as flexible as I thought. Like, my fucking hips, I'm getting old. Like, sitting like that hurts.
Babe, in 5 years, you're going to be 32.
I know. I need to start stretching, or, you know, Pilates or something like that.
32.
That felt crunchy.
Sitting like that?
Sitting like that was crunchy. Yeah.
And you did it in jeans.
Yeah, maybe that's why.